As build-up to 2023 general election intensifies, the aspiration of many Nigerians is to have better leadership take over the management of the country's affairs at expiration of the current administration. However, there are concerns of financial inducement of voters, as some delegates were allegedly induced at various parties during the conduct of primaries. How does financial inducement impact the aspiration for improved leadership? This is Report on ITV. I am Blessing Aichi.
Talking about money politics, trying to induce the delegates is not something. It's a very serious issue because we try to improve the electoral law. Politicians are trying to sabotage it. So I don't think it's good for our polity. It's not good at all. Even a layman can understand and in few sentences highlight the effects, the grave dangers it will crave in our economy and our politics. Because let us cite the example of Mr. Peter Obi, who left the PDP. Let me use an example. He claimed to have said that he cannot even see himself inducing delegates. Maybe not because he does not even have the cash to do so. It is not the right thing to do. I'm not trying to support him, but I think that is the first step. If he means it and he had to leave the party for another party, that shows that it's not something we should toy with, because we are talking about, for instance, the last presidential election, the presidential primaries for APC, we had just slightly above 2,000 delegates deciding the future of over 200 million Nigerians, assuming that the flag bearer from that particular party is even now the president to be, and you have succeeded in inducing those 2,000 delegates. It's not good, because where we were 8 years ago, at the time we had gas, a 12.5 kg for 3,000 naira is 10,000 naira now. So we are not even looking at making the country better than it was before, if we can even revert back to the way it was before. So we should not be talking about inducing voters again. We should have that appetite to change the narrative. We should be able to say, okay, we voted you in and you are not performing. It's okay than you inducing people. It's a very serious offense. Okay. It's as criminal as somebody importing drugs to this country or arms. Because it's going to. You know what a policy is? You understand? It makes or mar a system. Yeah. So it's as serious, more than what we even think. Yes. So I think they should enforce it and even make it better, so that it will discourage where they find anyone erring, that it should be held accountable and charged to court, so that it will serve as deterrent to others. Yeah. Okay. Because if not properly checked, we just finished the delegate. That is just a fraction, a very significant part of the entire population. So I wonder what's going to happen. It will not be good for our politics.
I want to say this, because when I was watching the television, especially when PDP was doing their primary, I just saw a picture of what the next generation will be. The leaders that are here today, they are not ready to actually fix this country. And every one of us must have such a mindset that if we want to go with the line of buying our conscience with money, you should know that as many that are part of it have just sold their future and their generation. So all of us need to wake up. The other day, I was also hearing on TV when somebody was suggesting that there is need for EFCC to come in. There is need for a policy to be enacted that will checkmate all this attitude and behavior of our politicians, of which that every one of us need to actually rise up to it. Now that the primaries has already been done, is for every one of us that are going out to vote. Please, we must have the mind that this country is the only country we call our own. So coming to the aspect of giving out money to vote against our conscience, we need to reject money. What will be the use that somebody buy your conscience, maybe with 5,000, maybe with 10,000, maybe with 15,000, and at the end you pay more than 2 million as an exchange to it? Is that profit, or you are running at a deficit? So please, my beloved brethren, and I want every one of us to bring our heads together, to work as one team. Both as parents, we need to talk to our children, and we the parents also, we need to stand our ground to say Nigeria must change. Because if we can't fix this country that we call our own, it's a big problem. If this country collapses more than this, we don't have any other country that we call our own. Let's rise up to build this nation, so that our children's children will not curse us to our face, but rather to see the sacrifice that we have paid.
If you talk of corruption in law, that means an impairment on public officers while performing their duties in form of bribery, as it were. In the instant case, the primaries by the APC, by PDP, by other parties, there were officials of the EFCC on ground. Those were officials. But there is no prima facie evidence of those officers being induced. Ipso facto, no one has been arrested. Because as I said, corruption in law means involvement of public officers while performing their duties. If there was exchange of gratification by individuals in personal capacities, it is not actionable, because it is not bribery per se. The dramatic personnel involved in the primaries were not government officials, neither they were influenced in the performance of their duties. The party officials, the committee members, were still individuals, they were not performing government business. So normally when you perform an act, there must be gratitude, outward sign to manifest your gratitude, so that it was not that they paid for it, or there was corruption per se, or bribery and so on, because it was not a governmental attitude to influence a government activity. So the elections primaries have come and gone. The Electoral Act 2022 specifies that campaigns must start at least 150 days before the election. So facto, we are looking at campaigns starting in September. If it does, people will be judged on their manifestos, on their candidature, not exchange of money. People have exchanged money, taking money from candidate A and voted for candidate B. So we cannot, should be sure that the elected people in primaries were monetized to influence their choices. The alleged corruption, as it were, is not substantiated.
You have some delegates who flew to Abuja, even from far places. They book hotel. Are you telling me they should run those expenses because they like the party or they like the candidate? But what we are hearing $5,000, $10,000, $30,000. Anyone who takes such money, he's selling his conscience. But if a delegate you are interested in says, oh, take for your comfort, for your transportation. That is no corruption, because those that were elected previously, when you see what they are doing with our money and they are still asking, they want to go, there is tendency for those who are corrupt, not people like me, to say, if we vote for you again, we will not see you, just who give me my own. I think that is what is costing it. If you have honest people you send message, they come, you are a problem, they see your problem. You don't see that they are enriching themselves. It will be hard for you to say, oh, you must settle me before I will vote for you. My message to them is, first, you should start from the nomination. We should watch where those who are sending message, so that if they are there, they will know, bring to the community that voted them in. Make sure say all those places are open, light, and so on. I do not mean the personal comfort, although you can also not rule it out. Somebody may lose his father or his mother. Even it happens to us who are local leaders. We have such things. They will cry to you for help. If they take care of those who voted them in, then we are in a better Nigeria.
In condemning financial inducement, whether of delegates or the electorate, respondents say Nigerians must put first the future of the country over financial gains in deciding who leads them. Relevant agencies have also been urged to be on the lookout for those involved in financial inducement during the elections period. I am Blessing Eichi.